to talk about what I like to call damage control cleaning, and this is when you're cleaning up more of a mess than there would normally be. And the thing is that this can happen for obvious reasons, like after a party or a holiday, but it can also just happen, like when your routine is off. And it doesn't take much for a bigger mess to occur, and it can happen to the best of us, even the cleanest and most organized. And the thing I've learned is that it is best to just dive in and get it done, even if all you want to do is curl up in a little ball and wish it away. And I think it's important to show this because a lot of the cleaning routine videos, there's always in places that are already pretty clean, or it's like a staged mess, which is still helpful, but this is real. And this video is going to be a little long, but I really wanted to do a walkthrough about how this happened to show as honestly as possible how easy it can occur. And then I want to just show you guys the basic way that I tackle the mess. So let's just dive right into this. So the kids were playing with Legos and crafts last night, and those didn't get put back where they belong. They just got laid up here because we were in a hurry to get dinner on the table. These were on the table. They just got moved up here instead of being put back where they belong. These are things that are drying and they haven't been put up yet. This is a hastily replaced paper towel roll, but the roll got left there. Here's a nose Frito left out. These are dishes that need to be done. This is our ice dispenser, which something's wrong with it. So I had to take out all the ice cubes, clean it out. I'm letting it drip dry, but it's just sitting there like a mess. I have some laundry out. I have some cleaning stuff from trying to clean the breakfast room table, so at least I did something right. Pink lemonade is out. Now this is a pet peeve of mine. I'm gonna blame Kyle for this. This is the recycling that was supposed to be taken out. I asked him to take it out last night and he did it, and then this morning he didn't have time and I didn't take it out either, so it's not 100% his fault. But one evening of recycling gathered, not taken out, and you have this mess. And then I was filling up my sugar dishes and my flour dishes and so forth, so I was just doing that, and I have these. Now, to be fair, this is slightly staged because normally I would have put them straight back, but I left them on the counter just to show you how easy it is to, you could be in the middle of a task, get distracted, and leave them on the counter, which happens all the time when you have kids, especially lots of kids. These are pans that I hand washed, and so they're sitting on here drying. So they're really messy looking, but it was with a purpose. I let them air dry, and I usually let them air dry over here. Now, because they're air drying, I cleaned the top of my burners, this part, but I didn't clean the stove yet. Then I have this from lunch, and the reason why I haven't washed this yet is because my sink is occupied. So then that happens. I have a dish towel left out that should have been put back in the drawer. Those are out because the bowl is in the dishwasher, so they're not actually dirty, but it still looks messy. These are cookies I made for, these are pumpkin pie cookies I made for a video on our channel. I'll put a link. All right, this is Kyle's soda can left from breakfast. Usually we gather these over there, but that's where I can dump them and then recycle them. This happens a lot. This is part of the problem. So the kids did good. I mean, I'm telling y'all, it's real life. The kids did good. They brought the dishes over here. But again, obviously we had paper plates, so those should have been thrown away and the fork should have been put in the sink. They're usually pretty good about this. I'm not gonna be too mad because this is where they set their plates when they're done. And again, there's something in the way, so that they were like, what do we do with them? And I said, put them there, and it made a mess. Again, this is left over, these little natural Cheetos left over from lunch, and haven't put them back yet. I have a tripod out because I was filming a video. Great, that doesn't go there, honey. Go put it where it goes. See how this happens, y'all? It happens so easily, the mess. Yes, see guys, I mean, he does this every day for the last 2 years, and you would think he'd never done it before. Then meanwhile, making more of a mess is this little one, bringing me paper plates. Oy. Okay, so like I told you, I was filling canisters. Well, something happened and I walked, instead of leaving this canister where it belongs, this is sugar I think, I walked over with it and then had to set it down as I helped whatever was going on, and it's a mess. I was packing a package, I left the tape there. Ugh, she's adding to my mess. This goes to my camera bag. This is supposed to be on the breakfast room table, but I had to move it because Audrey kept helping herself to apples. Oy. Here is Sophia. This was in her backpack this morning, so we just took it out and laid it on the counter because we were in a hurry. Here's some reading stuff I needed to go through. And then there's a puzzle that is for Sophia, like an older kid puzzle. And I told Kyle, leave it in the puzzle cabinet until she's ready to do it. And instead, he put it on the counter for some reason. I don't know why. Thank you. We're almost done, y'all. Again, crowns. These are left over from the same little craft we were doing, instead of being put back where they belong. And they do have a spot that's accessible to the kids. Most of the time, those get put back where they belong. Again, I'm showing you damage control. I'm showing you what happens when things don't go as planned. I've got this stack of stuff here, which is 2 books that I have that we got from a book signing, and they need to be put away. My brush, because Sophia did her hair, was brushing her hair out here instead of the bathroom this morning. My purse, which usually goes in my bedroom, and I just didn't put it up. Or I probably had my hand full of baby Audrey and just laid it down. This is from my car. I keep my car pretty clean, y'all. I'm pretty strict about my car, so what's in the car gets taken out. And so these are Halloween, the part of their Halloween stuff that they had from when we went to this Disney store party, so I pulled it out, but I laid it here to go through. These are 2 packages, one's a gift and one was something we received complimentary, so I need to get that figured out. And yeah, there you go. That was a really long spiel. The reason I wanted to walk through the mess with you is because I know for an absolute fact how easy this happened in basically a day. Like, if I don't stay on top of messes, this happens. And if Kyle and I both don't work together, this happens. And I know I'm not the only one that this happens to. This happens to a lot of us. And so I'm gonna show you guys now. That was a really long spiel about how the mess happened. So if you stuck with me, now I'm gonna show you what I do when I'm damage control cleaning and how I tackle this. So the first thing I'm gonna do is try to get things that have a place that are easy to put back up. So the plates that Audrey just got out, those are gonna go back. This is gonna go back. This is gonna go back to my room. I'm just gonna clear out everything that is obviously has a place and is ready. Like some of those might still be wet, so I'm not gonna tackle them yet. But this stuff can all get put back. All right, so it's 12:38. Let's see, honestly, how long this is gonna take me to completely re-clean my kitchen. All right, guys, so it's now 12:52, and this is how it looks. And the only reason it took that long was because I got a phone call, and I had to transition the children upstairs because my 2-year-old, when she starts to get into things, I move her to a different location. Okay, so now everything easy is kind of put back. I'm leaving these on the counter for now, just like I said, she gets into those. I'm leaving this stuff here so that I can go through it all, and I can do that when the kids are napping, so I'm okay with that sitting there for right now. But my counter's cleaned off. This is cleaned off except for the dishes. That's what I'm gonna tackle next. I left some of the cleaning stuff out because why not? This has to stay out, so that's just gonna look messy today because we need to fix it. And then everything is been put back here and all my recycling and trash. Okay, so now my next part of this damage control cleaning is going to be to finish these dishes that were air drying. The pans and pots that were air drying over there were already dry, so I put them away. All right, it's 12:57 and all the dishes are done. These were still drying, so I usually don't towel dry things. I let them air dry for sanitary reasons. So I either use my dishwasher or I have stuff that I do by hand. I put up everything that was dry and the rest is still drying out right there, but it looks a lot nicer. Stuff I hand wash is in here. This side cleared out. I went ahead and moved the ice thing just because I didn't want it in here, so I laid a dish towel down and put it in my laundry room. I had one pan that's hand clean only, and it's sitting there drying on the stove. So now that everything is picked up, except for the trash to be taken out, I'm gonna do that last. Now I'm gonna start cleaning the counters. And it's at this point that oftentimes if my husband is picking up, this is what he does. We always say that he's really good at picking up, but he's not so great at the cleaning up. And I'm better at the cleaning up part, like the actual cleanliness. Not that he doesn't wipe the counters down, but he tends to pick up and walk away. And I don't think you're done yet at this point. At this point now I'm going to clean and sanitize all my counters, my sink, and do my stovetop and my microwave and everything. Everything that needs to be wiped down is gonna get done right now. It is now 1:05 and I have got the microwave cleaned. And I've got the inside part of it and my stovetop. I'd actually already cleaned those, but I think they needed more cleaning, so I put them in the sink. My stovetop is all clean. I didn't clean my oven, but it doesn't need it right now. And all my counters and surfaces are wiped down, except I haven't wiped down my cabinets yet, but those just take a second. I even wiped down at the top of the trash can. And the only thing not wiped down yet is this counter, because I'll do that after I take out all the recycling and trash. Okay, it is now 1:22 and all of my cabinets are wiped off and my breakfast room table's polished and my windowsill thing is cleaned off. So everything is clean. The only thing left to do are my floors and my stainless steel. So I am done and it looks lovely. And the last thing I do is the floors, because when I'm wiping off the counters, if I wipe crumbs off or something or they fall to the floor instead of into like my towel or whatever, then they still get cleaned up. And the floor doesn't take me that long to do. I just sweep it or I vacuum up all the loose stuff and then I run a steam mop through it whenever no one's down here because I want anyone to slip. Recycling and trash will go out almost as the last step. And that's it. So guys, it didn't even take an hour, and that was, oh, and I went ahead and actually did my stainless steel. And so I polished all the stainless steel surfaces too. So it didn't even take an hour, and it was an absolute mess before. And that wasn't just picking up or just wiping off the counters, that was an actual clean. Like I cleaned the stove and the microwave and all the countertops and all my stainless steel surfaces. I even cleaned the trash can. I did all the dishes that were red that needed to be done. It was a full clean up overhaul. And so I just wanted to show you guys kind of like a way to tackle, we call it damage control because obviously that's hopefully the space that you're in doesn't get to that degree of kind of untidiness that often, but when it does, you gotta come in there and do damage control. And that's what had happened here. I've noticed that I tend to have to do damage control if I'm away and it's just Kyle and the kids. If I'm gone at all, it turns into a disaster. So, and Kyle even cleans up pretty well. So I can't imagine if I had a spouse that didn't, it would probably be even worse. But if I am not on top of things daily, it can get like that really quick. And so yeah, normally it doesn't get that bad. Normally I wouldn't let the kids just set their stuff out. I would make them put it away because this is one of the reasons that this is something that helps. All of our art stuff is really organized. So they know where things go. They know that crayons go in there and they know that coloring books go in there, etc. And our homeschool stuff, blah, blah, blah. So they know that dishes are supposed to go on the left side of the sink, and they know, you know, Kyle knows that I appreciate it when he takes the trash or recycling out daily. Just like I said, it was just kind of like a comedy of errors where a bunch of things happened and all on kind of one day, and that's what can happen. So, but now it's all clean and it didn't even take me an hour. Even if with the floors, it'll take me about an hour total. Oh, and that included interruptions. I had to stop for the kids twice and go do things with them. I had to take a phone call. And I also don't have to do the stainless steel every time I clean up. And so even doing some of that, it just doesn't take that long and you have a nice, pretty space again. I do have certain things that help it keep from getting to this degree very often, and that's my own personal tricks that I've learned over the years. And one of them is like the little art cabinet we have and the kids knowing where the dishes go and trying, you know, to have a routine about taking out the trash and, you know, various things that help keep it from usually getting too out of hand. And this situation, I was actually away working part of the time, and that was, you know, definitely contributed to this mess. It's like I wasn't there doing my normal cleaning or even being a backup to Kyle. So yeah, this is my damage control cleaning of the kitchen. Obviously there are times when I have to damage control clean other areas of the house, so maybe sometime I'll show that. But when I thought a lot about it, I just decided that I thought it would be good to show, you know, kind of like a real messy situation and how I, you know, tackle it in a way that makes it not seem so overwhelming. And so just to kind of reiterate, for the kitchen specifically, everything that's easy gets put back into place. You know, trash gets put by the trash, dishes get put by the sink, you know, anything that needs to go back in the cabinet goes back in the cabinet. All of that's easy and fast to do. So I do that first. And then when everything's kind of where it should be, it makes it a lot easier to start tackling things. And so then the next thing I usually do are the dishes, and I get those done. And then that usually means I have a sink that's, you know, cleaned out again. And so that's nice. And so at that point I can clean the sink and clean my surfaces and clean my appliance fronts and things like that. And then after that, I'll do the extra cleaning, such as like wiping down cabinets, stainless steel, or deep cleaning appliances if they need it. The second to last thing I do is the floors, because I like to do those almost last, because if I've wiped down the cabinets and I've knocked off crumbs or something, then those things are still getting picked up. And then the very last thing I usually do is take out the trash and the recycling. And yeah, by kind of just putting them into those little simple, like, you know, categories, instead of just being like, oh, I should put those plates away. Oh, wait, why don't I do those dishes? Why don't I take out the trash real quick? You know, it gets overwhelming sometimes, and so this way it's just like I have a plan, I have a method, and I just do it, and it makes it never seem quite as big a deal as it seems when I first start. And if you have any of your own tips or tricks about damage control cleaning, like when things have gotten out of hand, the not normal cleaning, leave that in the comments below so other people can read it and maybe be inspired or pick up some good ideas for themselves. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to everybody next time.